Right, today I'm on the hunt for some Neanderthal caves. I'm up in Chubby at the minute. What they call it the cow cave is because inside the cave is a painting of a cow. There's some other animals painted on there too, and I believe some of the animals painted on the cave don't even exist in England anymore, so you know how old this painting is. There's also another hole in the same area called the Pixie hole. It's a limestone cave, and I presume maybe the cave people that lived in it may have dug it out a little bit, but there's also a chamber in there called the Pope's Chamber. It's about 30 metres tall. So my idea today is to find the cow caves, the Pixie hole, and cook up some food, and just sort of, I don't know, just be in the area that cavemen have been in for a while. It'd be kind of cool. So despite that river sounding pretty rapid down there, it's actually called Kate's Brook. It's not even referred to as a river. From to my right, there are some huge cliffs already. So I'm making my way through here. So what I understand is that in the 19th century this place was found, but it wasn't until the 1970s that a paleontologist and a historian came up here and they found evidence of people living here. There's another huge landslide here. Huge rock is falling down off the side of this this cliff here. This is crazy. You can see just by looking at these limestone outcrops that they just look prehistoric. Even some of the plants around here look prehistoric. All the trees are covered in moss. It's proper old here, and the valley is really narrow. Like there's the rocks here, and I can see the rocks on the other side, but it's incredibly steep. It's like 100, 200 foot tall. And the entrance for the cow cave has a huge arch. It's like 4.5 meters. Oh, I thought, is that a bird of prey? I think it was. Yeah, it's like 4.5 meters large arch with a big flat rock that leads into it. I mean, it is caged off. We may get a chance to see in some of the paintings, but I'm pretty sure the Pixie hole, which is obviously, I think it's slightly next to it. It's on the same rock face. I think we can get into that one. I believe there's probably going to be bats in there too. But yeah, we're not far away. But even just the beginning of this, just looks amazing. It's weaving up through the trees, kind of moving away from the river. And all of a sudden, the rock face opens up. I think I can see a sign over there. There's a sign. This might be the Pixie hole. God, wow, look already. Look how huge these rocks are. Chudley rock face is owned by the Clifford Estate Company. So it basically says that because this is owned, they suggest you don't try and climb it because they will have to take liability, because it's not public land, it's private land. But what's over here? Right, so this looks like the Pixie hole to me. Jesus. What I do notice is there's lots of smoothing off of the rocks here, as if lots of people have come around here and like worked here. In fact, this looks like where people climb. Where people practice climbing here. There's chalk marks here and stuff. So cool. I think there's a sign in there. Let's see what the torch is there. What the torch can reveal. Wow. Crikey. Right, this is what we got. So this is the Pixie hole for sure. I think it says that here actually. Well, the bats hibernate and stuff in it, so there's definitely bats in here that they know about. Can't see anything though. Obviously it's protected, so there's no way to get into this place. It kind of sucks, but... Look out the front, there's this giant rock face. So that's where I was just a second ago, it's up here. Mega rock face. Jesus. I guess this is where people come climbing. And walk away along the top edge and see if I can find the Pixie hole. Aha, there we go. Right, the Pixie hole. This is the Pixie hole for sure. Wow. That is seriously wild. So it goes in and across. That is crazy cool. I wonder how fucked this sign is here. From what I remember, you can go in here and it goes left, and that's where the Pope's chamber is, right at the end of the other door that I saw, and they join onto each other. They don't go any further left, I don't believe, but I think further left is actually where the cow caves are. Let's keep hunting. We'll format all the caves, figure out where everything is, and then we'll come back, see if we can get into one. This is it. This is the original cow cave, where they found evidence of people living in here. So this one doesn't actually go in anywhere as such, it's just a cave. But they found evidence of cave paintings up on the walls, and evidence of bones underneath the stalagmites. So if you look on the ceiling here, where my torch is here, those two pokey out bits are actually the top head part of the cow, which has been painted on the wall. And even if you look here, you see the brown, the mustardy colour and the brown, these are the colours they were using to paint. There's the legs for the bull, and there's the horns there. Obviously the rest of the cave had evidence of burning from fires. It actually looks like water comes through this crack here. But it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't go around the corner. That's all you can see is that. There is actually a little bit of a gap up top. I'd be surprised if they didn't join on together. The first investigation of the cow caves was carried out by members of the Torquay National History Society in 1927, which is a long time ago. It wasn't until the 70s that I think they registered it as a place of like national interest, because of obviously the paintings and stuff on here and the evidence they found. It's just amazing to consider that, like, people have been coming here and doing investigations and digging stuff up and excavating and finding all this cool history. Some of this stuff, you know, it's been here for such a long time. All these rocks. People could have done stuff on these thousands and thousands of years ago. You can even see some of the detail on the rock, even the rock itself looks like there's like a little bit of a level up here. Look. This line here, I think, was like a sundial, so as the sun shone through the cave, there are actually numbers further in on the inside. Some ideas to boil up some water, and just eat some chow. It's kind of crazy to think they found evidence of people actually living in a cave. From what I understand, they were excavating the floor level, and there were stalagmites growing out the floor. Underneath the stalagmites, which have taken hundreds of years to form, there were bones and evidence of people living in the cave. Little charred areas where they've been making fires. For the most part, it would be pretty dry. I mean, if it rains, I mean, the floor's kind of wet here, but there's a big rock here. And you see how shiny this is, how smooth this is. Over the thousands of years, people have been walking over this. They're protected for a reason. These things are like places of national history that need to be preserved. So it's nice that you can look in there, you can see the paintings, but no one else has gone in with graffiti cans and sprayed all over it, or trashed it up, which is kind of cool. How's this water doing? Nearly done, nearly done. It's boiling. Just another minute or so. It would be great to get in here. I'm going to see if I can extend the tripod, see if I can get the tripod in so you can see what I can see. Right, here goes nothing. Or everything in this case. So that there is the cow. Cave doesn't go any further. Obviously I can't get in, but that's where the cave is. So that's where the cow is here. You see the head on it? There's the horn. I can get it, but it's quite far in. This should be fun. Lucky. Didn't go that far. Yeah, okay, right, so yeah, I did just drop my phone into the cave. I dropped them between the bars. I had to get a massive stick. I had to drag my phone from like halfway across this footpath. I hope you got to see that, because I'm not doing that again. I nearly lost my phone then, that's stupid. Oh, crisis averted. That would have been a nightmare. You never would have seen the video for this one if I left the phone in there. So cool. People would have, cavemen would have sat out here after catching wildebeests and elk and deer and all sorts of stuff, and then I don't know whether they hung it up here or skinned it here, and to get through from here to there they would have to come through the middle, and you've just got to look straight down on the valley and see all the animals coming through there. And you've got fresh water at the bottom, Katie Brook, whatever it's called, Kate Brook. I can certainly imagine living in here. Like if you're a caveman, you found this would be such a sick spot to sleep and live in. It goes back deep enough, you wouldn't feel the wind, you wouldn't feel the rain. You could cook fires out front and they wouldn't get wet. There's loads of room for storage and stuff. It would be a great cave to live in. It's no wonder people were living in this place. Right. Big area here. Just imagine being a caveman and living in here, or finding this thing. It's huge, huge cave, full of loads of life-saving potential. You know, like I said, what's really interesting about the cave is that some of the animals that were painted on the walls in this cave don't actually exist in the UK anymore. They aren't native anymore. Do you know what I mean? I think they're like not gazelles, but like caribou, deers like that. You know, the deer that we don't really get in our country anymore. They've all been hunted. But they were painting them on the walls in here. Now these guys weren't jumping on boats or jumping in planes and flying to other countries and seeing animals and coming back and painting them. They were actually in our country and they painted them because they've seen them here. And obviously we know they're old because these animals haven't existed in this country for such a long time. This underhang here, like you can crawl under that, it's a huge underhang. It looks incredibly dangerous, but it probably hasn't changed in such a long time. It's balanced by a tiny rock, there's actually a gap underneath. Insane.